YouTube, what's going on? Back with another video. So in this video, as y'all see, I'm gonna do a hot taper on them. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is comb them out. I always comb out the client, but first checking out the canvas, making sure any cuts, abrasions, sores as you comb. So I'm setting my first guideline, my ball line, using my Babyliss Gold FX trimmers. Make sure everything was bald. And now I have on my number 2, but I'm not setting a guideline. So when I do afros, I wanna give each person a shape. You know what I mean? The afro should flow evenly off the shape of his head. So, and I'm also not going real deep into the afro. I'm just trying to, 1, create a shape, and 2, I also want to give this a good transition for when I put my other guards in. Alright, now I got my clip over comb, just cleaning up what I couldn't get with the number 2. Now I have my lever open, going up about ½ an inch. Make sure you keep going over that same spot multiple times so you can get a good even guideline. Alright, now it's closed. I'm trying to take out that bottom line. With this guideline I set in, when you set the guideline in, you always gonna have to play with the lever a little bit. You're not always gonna take it out with that lever closed. So you're gonna always find yourself opening and closing the lever just to get the result you want. Alright, now I'm going in with my 1 guard open, going up about almost a whole inch. Just up under it. But I'm going up almost an inch. Same thing, make sure you just keep going over that same guideline multiple times so you can get everything at a even level. Alright, now I have my lever closed on it, trying to soften up that back line, prepping it for my 0 guard. I got my Instagram in the back. Into the speaker. Alright, now I have on my 0 guard closed. Trying to take out that bottom line. And like with the guideline you said at the bottom, the first guideline you put in, you're gonna always have to keep playing with that lever, as you see. Cause it's not always gonna come out with that, with that one station lever, you know what I mean? So you're gonna always have to keep opening and closing it. Make sure you always brush after you comb too. After you cut. Or comb, whatever one you're using. Alright, now I really can't. Alright, that's the lever open. I took the 0 guard off. See that 0 guard, it didn't take the line out all the way, but it did take it out some. And it took out just enough for me to hit it with that 0 guard, with that lever open. Now I'm doing clip over comb, trying to soften up this line here. And you gonna like, I might take multiple steps trying to get a good blend. You know what I mean? You can have you know what I mean, you gonna have that system you use, but everybody's hair texture is different and everybody's haircut is not gonna be the same all the time. So in some situations you gonna have to do what you have to do. You might have to step outside of that system that you have. That's why I think it's good to know your guards as much as you can, you know what I mean? So you won't have to just worry about staying in this system like, oh, well, I have to do the one guard, or I have to do, you know what I mean, I have to use the two guard next. Everybody's hair is different, so you're gonna have to learn that you're gonna have to do what you have to do. And when I clip over comb, I bring the comb out as I cut, because when I come up, he has more length at the top of his hair. So as you see how I'm angling the clipper, if you pull the comb outward, you're gonna cut less hair off. That way you can leave the top of the hair longer. Hope y'all understood what I just said. But as you angle the comb out, the hair the hair at the bottom of the comb, you're gonna cut more hair off versus the top, because you had a comb out. I mean, you have the comb angled where the hair is pulling, you know what I mean? I mean where the hair is being pulled. Everything here really is really just detailing, you know what I mean? I'm just finding spots that I could get that I couldn't get the first time. And this really will separate you from a lot of barbers, you know what I mean? That detail work is very important. You know, you might do a fade, you might be stuck on that fade for just a long time. That's why I think it's good to also take your eyes off a fade and then come back to it, you know what I mean? Do something for a good, 30 seconds or something. Because once you take your eyes off and put it right back on it, you see what you missed the first time. It's just like looking in the mirror, but with the mirror, you're going to see it instantly. But, try taking your eyes off of the cut first and then come back to it and see what you don't see. Alright, so I started that off with the 1.5 guard open. I'm sitting here talking a lot, but I started off with the 1.5 guard open. Now I have my lever open, going up about 1/4 of an inch. Now I closed it, trying to take out that bottom line. And he's getting a high taper. If you don't know so it's mainly there's two different types of tapers. You have a high taper and you have a regular taper. Regular taper is with the C cups. High tapers without the C cups. That's the most basic way that I can really explain it. So, high taper, as you see, he doesn't have any C cups. For anybody wanting to know the difference. Alright, now I have on my 0 guard closed, taking out that bottom line, or that middle line. Man, you're gonna find yourself always turning the clipper this way, that way. Cause people here, some people here go in different directions. Go this way, north, east, south, west. So just be mindful of the way the person here goes as well. Now I have on my lever open, trying to take out that middle line, taking out what I couldn't get out with that 0 guard. Now I'm sitting in this ball line. Same thing on the other side. Set the ball line in. I'm setting this guideline in at the top of his ear, meeting at the bottom of his elbow. Elbow is the line that comes down the hairline. All right, now I have on my 1.5 guard open, clearing out bulk. Why do you clear out bulk? You clear out bulk because you want to see what you're cutting. Now I'm going in with my lever open, about 1/4 inch. Now I have on my 1 guard open, going up a little bit more than 1/4 inch. And I'm trying to avoid going real deep into that afro. I want to create a good transition. So I might have flicked out, you know what I mean? I'm using the flick out motion with that 1 guard because I want to create a transition from the top to the fade. All right, now I close my lever with the 1 guard open. Trying to soften up that middle line for the 0 guard. Now I have on my 0 guard closed. Trying to take out that middle line. And remember, always use your corners too. Make sure you utilize them corners. That's something real important. Corners help you get the smaller areas in the fade versus using the whole blade. Now lining up that back taper. A tip for lining up the back taper. So the side you lining up, turn your client's head. Say I'm lining up, I'm lining up his right side. I would turn his head facing me. Why? Is because that will prevent you from bringing that line in too far in. For my beginner barbers out there, that's a good trick or a good technique for you to use, just to avoid bringing that line in. And then, as you cut more, you'll learn where to naturally put that line. It's like on the left side. If I was to line his left side up, I would turn his face towards me. That way the line will go straight down, basically. Two main things, and it's almost it will be basically impossible for you to at a 45-degree angle. Also, don't rush with a razor. Take your time, because it will be best if you take your time here with some holder spray and drawing it off with some cool air rushing and causing a real severe injury. So just take your time with it. Pull the skin, 45-degree angle. Oh yeah, when you razor, you don't have to always start real far from the hairline. You can start close. You don't want to bring all that residue, dry skin, flakes, all that to the hairline. Alright, when you start this lineup, I like to start it in the middle and then work my way from left to right, right to left. I mean, I can just, I really can't tell you how to do a perfect lineup. Alright, YouTube, here go the before, but I'll start from the peak, the highest peak from the middle, and I kind of, well, first I kind of see the hairline before I line it up. That's one thing you want to do. You want to picture that line before you hit the line. Alright, let's go to after. Then I start at the middle, work my way from left to right or right to left. And I would kind of start at the peak to where if I was to go left and come back right, both sides would be, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to see that line. It is all natural, by the way. Because in some cases, people's left side might be a little lighter than the right side or darker than the right side and vice versa. You know what I mean? But I just want to keep that line natural. And people don't want that line to be pushed back. And I guarantee you, sometimes you're going to have them people that say, don't push my line back. Like, people don't want to push back line. They would rather have you have that light spot where you can see the line, like barely see the line, because you know that left side might be lighter than the right side. But they don't want the line to be pushed back. People do that, have a habit of doing that. When I line up, I just go straight across. Like, you gotta think, the forehead is already at a curve. So if you put that line in at a curve, it's not gonna come out as straight as you want it to. Now I'll be doing a razor. With the razor, two main things. Make sure you pull the skin and hold it at a 45-degree angle. Also you know what I mean, don't rush with a razor. Take your time. Cause it will be best if you take your time and not injure him versus rushing and causing a real severe injury. So just take your time with it. Pull the skin, 45-degree angle. Oh yeah, when you razor, you don't have to always start real far from the hairline. You can start close. You don't want to bring all that residue, you know what I mean, dry skin, flakes, all that to the hairline. Alright, YouTube, here go the before. Alright, let's go to after. This cut is all natural, by the way.